What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is drjamarmontgomery.com. It's Dr. Jamar Montgomery of drjamarmontgomery.com. I'm just jumping on here. Saying hello. I know some of y'all are looking at me like, why are you in the bathroom? Like I said, I'm in a whole new studio right now. Well, building up a whole new studio right now. And don't even have lighting in it yet. But of course, the bathroom has the best lighting, and anybody that was taking pictures, you always know that the bathroom always has the best lighting. Um, His love Jesus forever, real snap boogie. What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Hope y'all doing well. Let me sit up. Let me sit up. I think that might help. That might help. Um, But yeah, let's see. I got my loofah and all this other stuff over here. I didn't even think to clean up my background. It's all good. Is it gonna show my face? Maybe. I hope it does. I hope it does. Let's see. But what's up, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. What's the news update for today? News update for today. If you did not know, that the stock market, like 2 trillion, got wiped off of the stock market today, off of recession fears. Um, and usually, what happens is we go into an election with a bull market, so people are selling things off only to buy it back at a higher price later. Um, yeah, what's up? Talk to me. What's this live about? I have no idea what this live is about. I'm just jumping on live. I'm just jumping on live because of, I don't know, just give random updates. Just give random updates. Um, Biden was able to negotiate the release of some hostages, and one of the people that he got from Russia, one of the hostages that he was able to get released was a journalist from the Wall Street Journal. It was interesting because it was the first time that I had heard about him when I was in Davos, Switzerland, at the Wall Street Journal House. They called it the Journal House, and they had his picture, and apparently some of his colleagues were there, and were just talking about him. But President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were able to secure his release, which is big news. Um, what is interesting, what is interesting is that uh, Biden looked feeble. And I was looking at a video that I had of President Biden when I was at the G7 when he walked in. And to see the difference of how he looked in June of 2023 to how he looks now in August of 2024 is a stark difference. It's a very stark difference. And to see that he's not running for re-election, to see how feeble that he looks, it's almost like they're doing their best to maintain his legacy and maintain, basically going out strong, going out strong. Um, this country is in a lot of economic trouble. The recession that was supposed to have hit, I said that we were 12 to 18 months away from a recession, but when did I say that? Um, I said that maybe in 2022. I have to go back and look at my notes. But basically, country's in economic trouble. Country's in economic trouble. Recession is coming. Recession is actually already here. They just haven't. They just haven't declared it yet. Let me help you understand what a recession is. A recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, which means that the GDP is gross domestic product. So it's sum total of all goods and services that are sold in the United States, that are sold, made and produced by the United States, that are sold. So when you have two consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, basically it's going down, then it's considered a recession, that you're in a recession. The problem with recessions is that you don't know that you're in a recession until 6 months after it's already started. So the we won't know, they won't declare that we're in a recession until 6 months after it's happened. What's going on, Wall Street Consortium? I actually got to text you. Um, actually got to text you. I stopped by the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. I stopped by the Rice Center today, and I was trying to get a tour, but there wasn't anybody there to be able to give me a tour, unfortunately. No one wants to hear about it until after the election. Exactly. Nobody wants to hear about a recession until after an election. One, because the the current administration doesn't want to take responsibility for the recession, and the possible new president doesn't want to scare people into not voting for the new person. What do I mean by that? If you're in trouble, the last thing that people like to do is change things. Let's see. Um, yeah, but recession's here, and this is how. So like I said, there's the technical definition for recession, but think about it in this way. Um, if you say that a recession is defined as two negative quarters, two consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, and the GDP deals with all the goods and services that are produced and sold by the United States. Think about you as an individual, right? Everything that you produce. Many of us are workers and laborers, so what do we produce? We produce labor, and we get paid for our labor. So when you take how much you've made, right? How much you've made that year, and you start looking at what your expenses are, right? What your expenses are. Have your expenses gone up compared to what they were 6 months ago, compared to what they were a year ago? And what do I mean? Let's say that you haven't done anything drastic like bought a house or bought a car. You're just living life, living life. And now all of a sudden your grocery bill has gone up, right, by 20-30%. Well, that 20 or 30% that those groceries and everything else is eaten into your disposable income, right? So your salary isn't necessarily growing at the same rate that your expenses are growing. So technically, are you in a recession? Are you already in a recession? You can't grow. Let's see. Wall Street Consortium said people have been burning up those credit cards. Now they're struggling to pay them, and defaults are hitting. This, absolutely, absolutely. That's the thing. If you don't have the money available, but you have the credit available, then people were trying to float their lifestyles off of credit cards, which is difficult because those bills are still due. And credit cards are at 15, 16%. 15 to 16%. Think about that. J.K. Brooks, what's happening? And I keep looking. There we go. Let's do it like that, so that way I can see both screens. Um, Anytime that your expenses go up and you're not a producer and you're just a laborer, and I don't mean labor in a derogatory sense. I'm just saying that most of the products that most Americans produce is labor. That's the primary product that they produce is labor. Anytime that your expenses are rising faster than what's coming in, you're in trouble. So when oftentimes we talk about inflation. Inflation is the price of goods rising, right? Well, they've been saying that inflation has been at 3, 4, 5%, but real inflation has been more around 10 to 12% across the board. Grocery prices have inflated like 30%. Gasoline prices have inflated by at least 15%. And uh, right now is the time that a lot of people should be preparing. And how can you prepare? How can you prepare in these kinds of times? I would encourage people um, to look into crypto. If you don't own Bitcoin, I don't know why. Anybody that's around me knows that I have been a staunch advocate for crypto. Crypto has changed my life. Crypto has saved my life. Crypto is why I met my wife. So, ooh, look at that. Crypto changed my life. Crypto saved my life, and crypto helped me meet my wife. Wife. Crypto has been absolutely life changing for me, and uh, I'm passionate about crypto. Very, very, very passionate about crypto. Um, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hedera, um, Polygon, Solana, Internet Computer, Fetch.ai. I think they just consolidated with a few others. But there's a number that I'm heavily invested in, and I encourage everybody to invest as well. If you're interested in learning more about crypto and what it is that I'm doing, send me a DM or reach out to me at drjamarmontgomery.com. Um, yeah, what are some of the things that I look at? I look at business and economics. I look at politics, and I look at technology and what is the state of all those different things, right? There's been a major tech boom, but not a lot of people have been able to participate in that tech boom because they haven't been buying stocks. And what's interesting is that a lot of people are afraid to start because they feel that you need a lot to start, and you don't. You need a lot to see large gains quickly, but the goal is to build incrementally, not even necessarily build slowly, build incrementally, build consistently. Um, if you're able to scrounge up an extra $100 and invest it in AI stocks or in blockchain or crypto, I would encourage you to do that. I would highly encourage you to do that. And let me give my disclaimer: this is not financial advice. This is technological advice and investment in your education, in your technological education. Um, $100 a month turns into 1,200 in a year, and if your crypto happens to grow at just 10 to 20% a year, you winning. You winning. That 1,200 turns into 14 real quick, 1,400. And if you do that consistently, those are like bricks, right? You might start off with small Lego bricks, but you keep stacking those bricks on top of each other, and then you'll actually have you a nice actual brick size brick. And then you take that and you start building off of that, and now you got you a nice size wall. And then when you have a nice wall, then you're able to um, then you're able to build a castle. And then you take that castle and then you're able to build an empire. But it starts with those small bricks. Wall Street Consortium said, just imagine buying Apple and being in every split that they have. Man. Wall Street Consortium said, you laying out the blueprint. I appreciate that. Yeah, it took me a while to really understand that because it can be very disheartening. It'd be very disheartening, and especially when you don't have no money, or if money is kind of funny, or your money's kind of tight, and it's like, why am I investing? And the one thing that I learned was be comfortable going broke investing. What do I mean by that? Um, the people around me realize that I will eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I will eat rice and beans if it means investing. I'll make that sacrifice because a year of eating peanut butter and jelly and a year of eating rice and beans, the money that I save, right? But I don't just save, I invest it. That's the difference, is that you you invest your money in things that are going to grow. So that small sacrifice that I made for that year, for that period of time, has reaped dividends, has 2 and 3x itself because of that sacrifice. And the one part about money is that money doesn't sleep. It don't need to eat. It don't need to take lunch breaks. It don't talk back to you. It don't give you no attitude. It don't do none of that. It just steadily working. And if we have that kind of attitude towards our money, we got serious about our money, then it would behoove us next to get serious about politics and education. Um, we should be investing in our political future and investing in our children's future through education and investing in our own future through education. That's extremely important. And investing, becoming wealthy, becoming rich, becoming wealthy is not a spectator sport, it's a contact sport. So you're going to take your hits, and anything that is worth learning is going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be frustrating at first. And let's put it in this way. Like, a lot of people are like, well, I don't know. Well, you know, people learn how to be good at sex, and they do it through trial and error. And the same thing is with becoming wealthy and becoming rich, is that you're going to learn it through trial and error, but you'll never get good at it unless you actually put yourself in the game. You can read all the books that you want, but if you never apply the knowledge that you have, it won't become real. So in this particular economy, what are some of the things that I am doing? So from an investment side, blockchain, crypto, AI stocks. From a general preparedness side, it is having what we call a go bag. In that go bag, let's look at some of the stuff that needs to be in that go bag. And I hope you guys are taking notes. Um, I hope you guys are taking notes because these are things that I'm currently doing right now. If raise your hand or wave at me if you ever experienced a power outage in the last 2 years. Raise your hand if you ever experienced a boil advisory in the last 2 years. Raise your hand if you've ever experienced a natural disaster where the roads were closed in the last 2 years. Raise your hands if you have ever, um, if you ever went to the store and all the supplies were bought out, right? So the thing about preparedness is having some essentials on you just in case things hit the fan. And um, you want to have a go bag. You want to have your copies of your important documents laminated. You would want to have those things laminated and uh, in a particular backpack ready to go. So in my kit, I have a backpack that's designed for 24 hours or 72 hours, and I have, let's see, some stuff that you would need. you would need um, two clear trash bags, trash bags. The reason why you have your the clear trash bags, is you can use those to help distill your water. Um, but I'll get into all that. Let's think about it. Let me go into some of the simple stuff. In your go bag, you're going to want to have a windproof lighter, insect repellent, hopefully some waterproof matches, long johns or thermals. Um, let's see, two pairs of pants or jeans, uh, at least two pairs of underwear, um, at least two shirts, but I say just two shirts, one worn and one packed, three pairs of socks, one pair worn and two pairs packed, a hygiene kit which includes bar soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, fingernail clippers, and tweezers, a first aid kit, a sewing kit, any medications that you need, and put that in a bag. A pair of gloves, uh, a mil spec poncho, um, a sleeping bag, a small lightweight sleeping bag, iodine pills. Iodine pills are there for water purification. And I'm gonna go into why you need these things. You're gonna need a canteen cup, metal one, flatware set, which is so that you can cut things up, and fork and everything. Preferably metal. You're going to need what else are you going to need? I said insect repellent, hand sanitizer, small bottle, baby wipes, a pocket knife, some lip balm, some bungee cord, some 550 paracord, a headlamp that has red and blue lights on it, a signal mirror. So yeah, the reason why Neto Grant said thank you. You're welcome. The reason why you will need those things is just in case you find yourself in a situation and you have to be on the move. God forbid you have to go out into the woods, go out into the woods and have to use any of those things. So at least in your go bag, you have something so at least you can be in your car. The next step with preparedness is being able to be outside in the elements for 3 to 5 days. Being able to do that, being able to survive out in the wilderness. And it's not that difficult, it really comes with training. And I learned how to do this about 3 years ago. I took a outdoor survival course, and I spent 3 days in the wilderness, where I had to forage for food. I had to collect water off of. I had to wake up early in the morning and collect dew in the morning so that I could. We were taking. Let me give you. I gotta give you guys a visual, right? We're out there with a clean pair of socks, right? With the clean. Well, this is dirty, but I just took this one off. But we were out there with our socks, going through in our t-shirts, going through this field and collecting dew on our socks and on our shirts. And at first we were like, "This is crazy. We ain't gonna be able to get enough water from collecting dew." Our shirts and our socks were soaked. So what we ended up having to do after that is we squeezed the water that was in the dew that we collected, and we squeezed that into our metal canteen cup. And then we started a fire and purified. Started a fire. First, yeah, we purified that water. We put it over fire and got it to boiling so we could kill anything that was in it. The next thing that we had to do was um, get water from a stream, and put iodine pills in it and go through that procedure. What they do not tell you is that when you get water from a stream and you put iodine pills in it, you have to wait 30 minutes for the iodine pills to do its work. Why do you need to purify your water? Because if you get water that is contaminated, you'll end up getting diarrhea, and then you could end up dying from dehydration and malnutrition just just through diarrhea. Um, I'll show you guys pictures of what my experience was when we were out in the wilderness. Let's see if I can find them right now. Let's see. See if I can find this for y'all. But yeah, what time is it right now? How long have I been on? I've been on about 26 minutes. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm a camel roll. Where do we have it? Where do we have it? Do I have it? No, I don't have it in a regular. Nope, I don't. Nope, I don't have it. It's all good though. But yeah, having a go bag together, and I guess I just got to do a video on all the things that you need. Um, if you don't own some kind of firearm, I really think you're at a disadvantage in terms of preparedness. Thank you everyone for the likes, and I appreciate you. What's going on, Mob? How you doing? Um, but yeah, just random thoughts of what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world, um, and how you can prepare yourself both physically and economically. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys have a great evening. It's been a long day for me, but I'm glad to be able to come on here and share this information with y'all. So y'all take care, be blessed, and I'll holler at y'all later. Bam.